happening, everybody? Just in case you didn't know, I'm JustinKase, and today I thought we'd do a bit more of a serious-ish video. Not that's like serious, just like my videos are mostly joke-worthy, comedic, gaming, so that's not serious. Serious in the fact that it's like a year in review. I was gonna do today. Going over 2016, going over some of the good, some of the bad. Because I was actually watching Emma Blackery's newest video the other day, and she did a year in review for 2016. I thought that would be a really good idea because a lot has changed for me this year, and 2016 was a pretty substantial year, so I thought it'd be good to try doing one of those. But I mean, at the end of the day, 2016 sucked. Just a little bit. I don't know why. I feel like not just me, but like everyone has felt that 2016 was just sort of a very off year. Whether you're looking at like election stuff, everyone's like personal stuff, all the celebrities who died this year. 2016 was just like that like weird thing we sort of want to push away and forget about. But at the end of it, I feel like 2016 was like necessary. You can't get to anything really good unless you go through some of the hard stuff. And oh, there were a lot of hard stuff this year. But I mean, a part of me likes to tell myself that it could have been worse. But it could have been a lot better at the same time. What are those Skittles I had? I had Skittles. Skittles. Yes, those. No. How am I not fat? I drink Coke and eat candy all day. But even as off as I feel like everyone felt that 2016 was, this was still a bit of good as well, which I feel like is part of the reason that I want to make this video, to show that it wasn't just only a horrible year, there was some good stuff as well, but I'm going to be going a bit of both that happened in my life, actually. I had to make a list of stuff so I wouldn't forget and have like a half-hour long take. Editing would just suck. But to get started, I'm actually going to begin with the bad stuff, because I kind of want to end on a bit of a positive note. And end the video happy, and end the video like crashing into all the cliffs and stuff. First off, for some of the bad stuff that happened in 2016 was I actually went through a bit of a hard to get through breakup over in, I think it was in July that happened. We'd been together for over a year basically, and it was one of those things where you could picture like a future. We were both happy for the most part, but then I don't know, it just sort of, because of reasons that I'm not going to explain, it sort of started falling apart at one point, and then ultimately I ended it, but it didn't, just because if you've ever been like through a breakup before, just because the other person broke up with you doesn't mean that they didn't go through a horrible time, and it actually took months to get over it, because they're hard. They don't seem like much, and sometimes they don't, like, even the relationships themselves don't last super long, but they do take their toll, and it made the summer pretty hard for the most part, and even to the point where I think start of the technical school year in September got sort of weird from it as well. It's just hard to get through. That was right around when I made that About Me video. I think it was actually earlier that day or the day before, which was ultimately why I made that video. I started to question a lot, like myself. I started to question what I was doing. So I did that to sort of help me, I guess, that video. In case you didn't know, behind the scenes type stuff. Point 2 for the bad stuff. I was confused for a good portion of the start of the year. Right almost a week or two into January this year, I was taking law, and I made the decision to do that. Within, I think, 1 or 2 months of doing that, I knew that that wasn't what I wanted to do anymore. And after already having switched to law from acting, which I did for a semester, that same April, I decided to drop it and I was confused for a while. I didn't really know what I was going to do with my life, to the point where I just started working all the time, and just was trying to think of something for myself to. I actually started thinking of stuff that I could do back in, what was it? I think end of February, beginning of March, of things that I'd rather be doing, and it took me quite a while to actually get on any sort of a right track. I mean, it was a lot like to deal with, because I don't know, being confused sucks. Everyone likes to sort of know what they're doing, like know their future, what they want to do. Granted, a lot of people like the complete opposite, not like sort of just going on a whim, not having anything to go by, just going free for all. But knowing that you want to grow, and knowing that you want to still be in school, to go for a career while still working, it's a lot of pressure to start thinking of something, and it makes it really intense. It just made it hard, very confusing. Luckily now I'm on the right track, going to school in January, all the other stuff that I'll mention in the good stuff. But that whole first half of the year was brutal for that. Number 3, I felt I was very, I guess sort of like antisocial this year. I kept to myself a lot. I felt very lonely. That was partly a mix, not only the breakup, but I felt like I was so overwhelmed with what I was doing that it just sort of pushed me away from people in general. Part of it, I feel like there's a few reasons. Part of it would be like work, how busy I am. Even now, like this week I'm working like a 40+ hour work week, which is so taxing, but and it's starting to get to me. But like I feel like I didn't focus on me, which is odd, even though I felt so antisocial the whole year. I felt so much time focusing on what others wanted, what they wanted of me, what they needed, what they wanted me to do for them, that I didn't do anything for me, because I didn't have time for it, and because of that I didn't really talk to anyone else, because I felt overwhelmed all year, very stressed. But yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where I needed to focus on myself so I could spend more time with others, type thing. Even though I told myself, I think it was in the summer, that I wanted to get to know myself more, figure out what in the world I wanted to do, who I really was. I don't think I ever ended up really doing that, which is hard. Once again, very confused, very stressed out all the time, and then because of that I couldn't spend, if I can't find time for myself to figure out who I am, I'm not gonna find time to spend time with others for the most part, which led to me being antisocial, being pretty lonely, always being in my room doing my own thing. It's not even just because of the channel, because I'm putting so much time into that. I would sit here and just be by myself for the sake of just being by myself. Which, the funny thing is, a lot of people, if you talk to them about me, they won't think that at all. Because, partly because acting, because of how good at it I am. I try, I feel like I wear a mask all the time. I always look like I'm happy, outgoing, talkative, chatty, but on the inside I'm always very closed off, lonely, and it's hard to play both characters. Fourthly, and I'm gonna keep it brief because I really don't want to talk too much about it, my grandfather got sick, to the point where he was hospitalized a couple times. Turns out he has, I think, cirrhosis of the liver and blood cancer, which made the year very hard on myself and my family, added to a lot of the stress that was already building up from the other things. That's all I'm going to talk about that, because I don't want to go into too much about it, because I don't like talking about it. Number 5, which is also lastly, it sort of is the end result of all the other things put together, all the stress, all of the weight that I feel that I personally just felt like I've been having. Well, here a whole year has added to a lot of anxiety, which has led to panic attacks. I've had a few. I lost count by now. They're very hard to deal with. If you've ever been dealing with anxiety or depression or panic attacks like I have, they're hard to get through. And when you have one, it almost like sort of adds, and it keeps adding onto the future ones that you have. I have been learning how to not control it, but sort of try and suppress it a little bit so it doesn't end up being as draining as the first few were. But even then, when you have one, it sort of ruins the rest of that day, the next couple days, usually. Just because of how you have to sort of work your way back up to where you were before it all happened. Not that they don't last very long. I find they're usually pretty short, but it's lots of like cold sweats, very like fidgety. You feel like you're closed off from everything and you're just like scared and you don't know mentally what to do, which is just brutal. But I've been growing from them. Even though I feel like it's partly because I like keep everything to myself and don't like talking about anything. So the stress just gets to me, and then the anxiety kicks in, and then the panic attacks are the end result of it, and it just is brutal. And yeah, I mean, if you guys at all are going through anxiety or like depression or panic attacks, I feel like a lot of it, even though a lot of people say seek help, I feel like a lot of it is personal, and you have to sort of learn to deal with it on your own. And then once you've found that way, find others, go seek help, go talk to other people who've gone through it before. I know that's what I did, to sort of find some, not like tips, but know how to sort of cope with everything that's going on, to sort of try and prevent them, and if they do happen, trying to at least regain your sense of reality in a way that helps make it go away. Talk to someone, though. Find someone, and find something just to sort of preoccupy your mind. Like, I feel like that's part of the reason I took up drawing. School was the biggest by far aspect, but I mean, drawing and sketching is sort of, it helps put my mind at ease. And yeah, find those things in your life that you like doing. That should help a bit. Just partly from me. I'm not the expert on it at all, but go seek help more than anything. Oh, jeez, this video is going to be so long. Alright, so now I'm going to kick into the positive stuff, the good things that have come out of 2016 that have been happening. Because, geez, those negatives were brutal. Number 1, I got a new job. I've technically gone through 3 this year. Started at the movie theater, went from there to Showcase, went from there to where I'm working now, which is at a board game place. The people there are awesome. I feel really appreciated. Feel like people there are very supportive of me. Lots to preoccupy my mind, but I'm selling stuff that I love, that I enjoy, which makes the whole job experience a lot easier, even though Christmas has been brutal hours-wise and how busy it's been. At the end of the day, it's a lot better than I would have ended up being at either of my other jobs. And, I mean, money is awesome, too, so. Number 2, really short, but I found my favorite anime, Code Geass. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's amazing. Anime's great. I feel like it was the first half of the year that I found it, and it was so awesome. I ran through it twice because it was that good. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, Code Geass, it is awesome. There's only 2 arcs, or 2 seasons right now. Go see it. They announced a 3rd, which I'm super excited for. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. But yeah, go watch it. And number 3 is sort of tied into the end result of one of my bad things, which was that I was very confused. The second half of the year, I finally started to figure out what in the world I wanted to do with my life, what I was going to do. If you don't know, for some reason, in January I'm going into video game design, which I'm super excited for, super pumped, partly just for change. I've gotten into this horrible routine of like get up, shower, eat, work, break, work, go home, video games, sleep every single day, and it is brutal. I hate routines, and I feel like I just at least have something to look forward to in the future, which sort of helps keep me going, which I love. It's added drawing into my life, it's added sketching into my life. It's helped, like I said, it helps keep me going in a way, knowing that there's something at the end of this tunnel I'm on. Even if it is just another tunnel that it's leading down, it's still going to be something different. It's going to be something I want to see, something I want to do, which has helped the second half of 2016 a bit easier. I almost said 2015. I don't know what I'm doing. Fourthly, I feel like 2016 has sort of helped me figure out who my actual friends are, who I actually trust, who I find are my real like family. Partly from me having sort of an antisocial by myself year, figuring out who I actually want to talk to, who I want to have in my life, which has helped a lot. I definitely have figured out those people that I like going to, that I like talking to, that I'm still willing to keep up with, which is awesome. For a lot of my life, I felt like I was very, I was the guy with like a million friends. I knew everyone. Everyone knew of me. I knew everyone. But at the same time, I didn't really have too many people that I would call like my best friends, or I'm really close with, which I feel like is the good thing about 2016. I haven't had a lot of people that I would call friends, but because of that, I've gotten a lot closer with the people that I want to be closer with the people I'd call my best friends, that I'd call my family, which is awesome. I feel a lot better having a few really good friends than a million acquaintances. And if you're down that road right now, like I was on, take a second to think about who you actually trust, who you want to get closer with. Because eventually all those little friends will start going away. Either because something goes on between the two of you, or just naturally through life, people just tend to separate. And having those people to go back on, to fall back on, to go to it if you need help, are awesome, and it's a bit of a confidence builder in yourself as well, which is great. And number 5, what I might actually call one of the best things that has come out of 2016, happened on April 13th of this year, and that was when I made my YouTube comeback. This channel is one of the best parts of my life. It's that one really major creative outlet that I can go to, really be myself, think of my own things, do my own stuff, and at the end of the day, entertain people, give something to try and make people happy. But at the same time, it's good for myself. I like having it there to be creative, like I said. You guys watching this video are amazing. You are honestly what has gotten me through so much of this year. Making videos, playing games for you guys, sending content out every single week since April has been the best thing, one of the best things in my life right now, actually. Even though I feel like that's a very cliche thing to say, it's true. Without YouTube, without this channel, without you guys, my 2016 would have been very different. It would have been I feel like it would have been a lot worse, substantially worse. I would have only been doing the exact same thing every single day, over and over, on top of the stress, on top of the anxiety. Not having anything to go be myself in would have been brutal. It would have changed who I am a lot. But thank you guys so much. To a lot of you, this may just seem like a channel where you watch videos of a guy playing video games, acting like a dork a lot. But to me, this channel is so much. Like I said, it's gotten me through everything this year. Even when I talked about my breakup, one of the first things that I immediately went to was YouTube. One of the things that I thought I'd be able to build myself up again with, but still be able to be happy and try and be a bit funny with at the same time, was this channel. You guys have sort of been my backbone through 2016. What's been keeping me going, and ultimately what's keeping me going into 2017. You guys are so awesome. I feel like I say that all the time, and it's getting so old by now, but you guys are amazing. This channel is my home, and it's something that I'm never gonna give up. Even though things will change naturally, things won't always stay the same. And even though YouTube, all the changes that it's been going through as well, not just like me, but the whole thing in general, as trends change, as YouTube starts to go up and down in popularity all the time, it's still something I'm sticking with because it is amazing. And thank you guys again, because you guys are awesome. Anyway, that about wraps it up. Basically, that's all I really wanted to get off my chest to say. I'm at the end of the day, even though 2016 was rough, it was really hard to get through. It was necessary. There were a lot of good things that still came out of it. And without 2016, I wouldn't have had you guys. Wouldn't have had this channel. So as far as I know, 2016 was a necessary year. It was still, I find, a good-ish year. I wouldn't have had it any other way, basically. If I had to go through it all again, or just take the easy road and be neutral with everything, I'd still go through all the hardships of this year. Because like I said at the start of the video, you can't get to any of the good stuff in life without going through the bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I actually would challenge you guys to make your own version of this, whether it just be to yourself, or actually making a video, making a list of like what's good about 2016, what was bad about 2016, what you want to change for 2017. I feel like it's good to set all those down before going into 2017, just so you get your bearings, your foundations right before you go in. 2017 is going to be a very different year from 2016, and it won't be good, it won't be bad unless you make the decision to change something, to put the year in a positive direction. It's entirely up to you, entirely how you go into it. No one else is going to change it for you. But yeah, if you guys end up making those videos or making those lists, let me know down in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. I love seeing what you're doing. Because like I always say in all my videos, this channel is a community. It's not, I don't ever want it just to be you guys watch me and then that's it. I love interacting with you. I hope you guys liked finding ways to interact with me through like comments, through likes, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching one last time. If you like the video, hit like. If there's any games, any other types of videos you want me to do, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that weird bell beside it in case you want to get notified on every time I upload a video, which is going to be every couple days at this point. Occasionally back-to-back days, but it's weird. Until a better schedule starts kicking around, I won't have confirmed absolute days, but at least like 4 or 5 times a week, basically. Anyways, thank you guys one last time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!